chance that something will happen again. We will observe the curtain that is going down on the 6th administration now. You saw the helicopter that hovered from the west. It was indicating the coming of a new dawn. As the parade is leaving, we are about to observe the coming down of the curtain of the 6th administration and the beginning of the 7th administration. There has never been no sun. Like I said, they will always stand up and say, we have run our race, we have fought a good cause. It is about for us to take our full seat as ordinary citizens and be represented again, if we are elected by the people, to come back and serve them again. The police force will take their last salute for Honorable Maloyi, Honorable Susan Danki. This is a sign of saying thank you very much for the time you have spent with us. Thank you very much for the service you have given us. Thank you very much for what we have done. Look at them saying we salute you for the work well done, not only for them, but also for the members who are sitting right in the house. There is a red light coming up, an indication of the end of the end of the sixth parliament. The people served. The people who serve their people are now standing and observing it. The red and green always an indication that there was this and that. We had our challenges. We had our successes. We will never give up. Irrespective of how difficult it is, we will always work side by side with our people. Our people are the important structure of the basis of our lives. The motorbikes are indicating their last salute for this leadership that is standing parade on the red carpet, the leadership that is sitting in the legislature, an indication of the people saying thank you very much for all arms of states. And there is it. A government that is coming to an end, a government that has served the people, a government that the people are saying, we are thankful to all of you. We appreciate what we have served us. Thank you very much, Honorable Maloyi. Thank you very much, Honorable Shimahape. Thank you very much, Susan Danke. Thank you very much, Hosho. Thank you very much, everybody. We say your term has come to an end, but not in vain. We say start a new term. There will be rain all the time. Rain will fall on this province. The people will live. The people shall govern. For you, the people are all exulting. The bells are ringing. The captain is standing. That is a poet. Oh, captain, my captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wreck. The prize we sought is won. The port is near. The bells are here. The people all exulting.
For the sun still rises in the east.
There is a water Muruti saying, hope. This water is a sign of rain. This water is a sign of a wetland. This water is a sign of green still to come. There it is. There is this. Now we will sit inside and listen to this leadership of 5 years. This leadership that has served these people. This leadership that must tell its people what more is going to happen. This leadership the people have exalted. This leadership The people has given them their thank you. And we thank you all for the work well done. We thank you all. The curtain is coming down. A new curtain will rise. And that is how we end. And the beginning, the start is starting now.
Receive the Speaker of the Northwest Provincial Legislature and the Premier of the Northwest Acting. Thank you. Thank you. We move into the House, so stay tuned for the House.
Yes, the House is about to begin.
You can see it's a State of the Province addresses happening everywhere, and the turn of the Northwest is coming. And of course, the acting Premier there, Nono Maloyi, will deliver the State of the Province address today. Maloyi was sworn in on Sunday and is expected to head the province until the 10th of next month. This, of course, follows Premier Bushi Mahape's lengthy absence due to an illness. For details on what to expect from the acting Premier's speech, we cross to our reporter who is out and about in Mahikeng, Tebogo Pakedi. Tebogo, good to see you this morning. Talk to us about the State of the Province address and the expectations there.
Good morning, Leah. And of course, to the viewers, as you have rightfully stated there, the acting Premier of the province, Nono Maloyi, will be delivering the State of the province. And of course, he was appointed to act as the Premier on Saturday, subsequently sworn in on Sunday, as you have rightfully said, due to the illness of Premier Bushi Mahape. Of course, this is the last State of the Province address that will be delivered by the 6th administration. As you would know, that the country is on a voyage to the general elections. But what to expect and whether promises made last year were met, we will have a discussion with my colleague Thabiso Moss. Thank you so much, Thabiso. Let us just first talk about the update as far as the health of the Premier Bushi Mahape is concerned. Have we received any?
Thank you, Tebogo. Good morning, our viewers at home. Yeah, last year you'll remember that Premier was on sick leave for 5 months between June and November. We were told that he was advised by his doctor to take it easy and then take a leave because of his illness at the time. And even this year, when we started, I think it was last month, we know that he went to Thailand for further medical treatment. So we were given reasons why the Premier at the time was not here. But this time around, we are just told that he has appointed acting Premier Nono Maloyi as a result or invoking Section 100 of the Constitution. But we are not told what is happening. Where is the Premier as we speak? Unless if I missed that information. But from the statement that I've seen on Sunday from the Office of the Premier, we don't know what happened. The Premier is going to come back on the 10th from that statement. But we don't know if he went for further medical treatment or what.
I want us to talk about the State of the Province address. Last year it was dubbed a year of service delivery. Numerous promises were made, and would you say, as this is widely narrated by residents, it was indeed a year of service delivery?
Yeah, if you speak to representatives from the provincial government or whether from the local government municipalities in this instance, they will tell you that we are delivering services. But if you go to these communities, you can go, I can name a few municipalities. This is one example. You can name Zwayin local municipality. People are still lacking basic services across the province. You talk about water, you talk about proper sanitation. I was in Mamusa on Saturday. It's a very dire situation there as far as provision of basic services is concerned in those areas. And 2 weeks ago, I had an interview with Coxstar MEC, who is now also the acting premier, Nono Maloyi, regarding the state of service delivery in the province. They will tell you about Tunzala Road, that we are doing very well as far as Tunzala Road is concerned. We are delivering services to our people. The situation is not bad as compared to maybe, let's say, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, indeed. Speaking of Tunzala, this program, you just announced the program shortly after being appointed to act for the first time. I just want to find out, would you say it serves its purpose as far as accelerating services? Many others arguing that it's just a duplication. If you're going to deliver services, why is a certain department not doing the actual mandate it's supposed to do?
My question is, did they make an assessment with regard to the state of service delivery in the province? What is causing the delay, if there is a delay, and before they come up with the program? Because you can't come up with a program saying you're accelerating service delivery, not knowing the state of service delivery when you came up with the program. So I was in Mamusa, like I said, the program was launched over 6 months ago. If you go there, roads are riddled with potholes. People are still lacking sanitation. Some people, their taps have run dry for the past 5, 6, 7 years. Even now, there is also issue of water tankering, even though this time around, the district municipality assisted the local municipality with trucks to deliver water to the residents. But if you go across the province, you will notice that there is no accelerated service delivery through this Tunzala Road, even though the government officials will tell you that we are doing well as far as that program is concerned.
Yeah, I just want us to wrap shortly, but what is it that we should then expect today?
Yeah, it's the elections here. I believe that we might see the premier or acting premier also reflecting on their achievements as we are heading to the elections. You rightfully said that this is the last SOPA for the 6th administration. So we are expecting to tell us about some of the achievements taken from the State of the Nation address that was delivered by the president last week.
That is my colleague Tabiso Moz. Of course, we are standby to cover the state of the province.
Order, honorable members, the distinguished guests, may we please now observe a moment of silent prayer and meditation. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, honorable members. Let me take this opportunity to welcome you all, especially my honorable members. You look beautiful today. Indeed, it shows that we are towards the end of our term. Even the fighters on my right, they look beautiful today. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome all our guests in the gallery, the guests of the acting premier, Honorable Ntate Maape, Honorable Ntate Maloyi, my apologies. Re leboge go nna teng ga mme Maloyi in the gallery. Re re go tonakgolo ya rona Ntate Maape Sedlisega o tla fola our honorable premier. Mitiro e tla tsamaya ka fo go laetseng teng. Re mo matsogong a siameng a the leader of governance business, Ntate Maloyi. Our members, we have received a letter from the Honorable Premier, Ntate Maape, tabled on the 19th February 2024, that appoints the leader of governance business of the Northwest Provincial Legislature, Honorable Maloyi, to be the acting Premier from the 19th February 2024 until the 10th of March 2024. Honorable Maloyi was sworn in by the Judge President of the Mahikeng High Court to assume his duties on the 18th February 2024. Honorable Maloyi will then deliver the State of the Province address today. Our members, this House sitting is convened in terms of Section 110, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, read in conjunction with Section 16 of the Northwest Provincial Legislature Standing Rules to allow the Premier, in this case the acting Premier, to present the State of the Northwest Province to the nation. I have also invoked Rule 47 of the Standing Rules of the Legislature to give non-members access to the floor of the chamber during the House sitting to occupy seats that are ordinarily reserved for members. In that case, honorable members, I'm referring to the honorable members of the Provincial Speakers Forum and the House of Traditional Leadership in our province. I also want to draw your attention, members, that and further drawn to the standing rules of the legislature to conduct themselves with dignity in accordance with the decorum of the House in terms of Rule 52 and Rule 57. The member who raises a point of order shall commence by quoting the exact rule or standing order, or at least the principle or subject matter upon which the point of order is based in accordance with Rule 74(3)(a). The presiding officer's ruling on a point of order is final and binding. Final and binding, and may not be challenged or questioned in the legislature in line with Rule 7, subsection 3, Honorable Sonakile. Read together with Rule 7.4, subsection 11, Honorable Leader of the Opposition. All guests sitting in the House floor, as well as those on gallery, are not permitted to participate in the proceedings of the House, and any breach of those rules shall result in a person committing such breach to be ejected out of the chamber and out of the precinct of the legislature. Honorable members, I will now call upon Tonakgolo wa rona wa nakwana, Re Dumile Patrick Nono Maloyi, go bua le rona le baagi ba Bokone Bophirima le setšhaba ka kakaretso.
Madam Speaker, Honorable Susan Danki, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Lena Micha, Chief Whip of the Majority Party, Honorable Paul Sebehwe, Honorable members of the Executive Council, Honorable members of the Provincial Legislature, Honorable members of Parliament present here today, our permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces, Judge President of the Northwest Division of the High Court, Judge Ronald Hendricks, Chairperson of Salga, Councillor Khumalo Molefe, Chairperson of the House of Traditional and Quaison Leaders, Khosi Thari Maotwe, Executive Mayors and Mayors of the Northwest Municipalities, the Provincial Secretary of the Governing Party, Comrade Luigi Remelo, and leaders of other political parties, leaders of faith-based organizations, trade unions, and civil society, Vice Chancellor of the Northwest University, Professor Bismarck Chobeka, Director General in the Office of the Premier, Paul Mogotle, Head of Departments and CEOs of public entities, the Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police Services, Lieutenant General Sello Kwena, heads of our security services, members of the diplomatic corps, invited guests, members of the media, fellow compatriots, people of the Northwest. It would be remiss of me to ignore the unprecedented nature of the presentation of the 2024 State of the Province Address. It is my great honor to have been appointed by Premier Kaubitsa Bushimape to act on his behalf and have the unique opportunity to deliver the State of the Province Address. Honorable Speaker, we wish to caution and plead with the public and parties represented in this legislature to appreciate the balance between the complexity of holding the Premier accountable and respecting his human dignity and privacy of his health information. We wish to take this opportunity to wish Premier Mape well on his ongoing medical treatment. Madam Speaker, the year 2024 marks 30 years since the people of this province formed long queues to exercise a right to vote after many years of racial exclusion. As we take stock and reflect on this journey, we are reminded of the heroism displayed by our forebearers in the struggle for liberation. Today, we are fortunate to be joined by veteran John Maumakwe, who is one of the remaining members of Lituli Detachment. He formed part of a cohort of Bahurzi men from Khosi Ramotsero Muilwa local municipality, who in the 60s became one of the first combatants of the ANC's military wing. It is their courage which gave birth to the country's democracy. Their fortitude continues to inspire us to work harder towards the realization of our democratic society. Like Thabo Mbeki said, Madam Speaker, indeed, today is better than yesterday, and tomorrow will be better than today. Honorable Speaker, the 2024 State of the Province Address is our last policy statement for the 6th administration. During this term, we had to grapple with several factors which had an impact in the lives of our people. Whilst our country's response to the COVID-19 pandemic is commendable, its impact was deep and felt far and wide. Many families lost their loved ones and thousands lost their livelihoods. Honorable members, adverse climate change conditions have become more frequent. The high temperatures and inclement weather with heavy rains, floods, and veld fires have at times slowed down the pace of our recovery, as we had to redirect more of our limited resources to respond to those challenges. The instability and global conflict, such as the war between the NATO countries and Russia, interrupted global trade and supply chain routes, limiting availability and imports of goods and commodities, and thereby pushing up prices of fuel and food. Members, the 6th administration had to contend with challenges of stability and collapse of government, which led to the President and Cabinet invoking Section 100. All these challenges have not dampened our spirit, but have built our resilience and strengthened our focus on the mandate to serve the people of the Northwest. Re a leboga thata baagi ba province ya rona. Mabogo dinku a thibana. Ditau di senang seboko di siwa ke none e tlhotsa le nkutlwile sentla ke re bagaetsho. Yeah. Honorable Speaker, the sitting of the legislature takes place 2 weeks after His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered the State of the Nation address. The President was candid in his assessment of our journey, which encapsulated both challenges and achievement. The past 30 years call on us to reflect on the gains we have made, the challenges we experienced, and many victories still to be achieved in the project to consolidate our democracy. Honorable members, in the last 30 years, our province witnessed unprecedented developments. the number of households in the Northwest increased from 591,145 in 1996 to over 1,014,000 in 2022. This depicts an upward trend of 88% of formal housing in the province. For the first time as we speak today, at least 88% of our people are in formal dwellings.
Honorable members, to gathering, ke nagana gore re simolla re badile melao e tsamaisang to my apologies to Nakolo to disturb you. Re badile melao e tsamaisang kopano ya tsatsi la ka je gore kopa le seke la phaphatha matsogo le itumeleng fela mo dipelong e be le smaela to Nakolo tla bona gore le itumetse le dumelana le ena gore kopa le seke la participate in this meeting so that kopano rona e tsamaye ka khotso ra leboga.
Ke a leboga Musa Khotla for go tlisa order mo ntlong ya gago. Go lebogile thata. Honorable members, from 2019 to 2023, we have built 19,307 housing units. And by the end of last year, we had delivered 2,768 housing units. We have set aside 198 million to fund the eradication of 1,356 mud houses, of which 579 units have been delivered. We have now cleared all the hurdles that delayed the DL Plan floods projects. And today, we can report that 104 houses will be completed by end of next month. And it is us in this administration who took a conscious decision that in DL Plan, we are not going to build temporary shelter, we are going to build houses. And we have achieved that. A further 317 houses will be built following the donation of land by Khosi Kogodi Molete of Bakolobeng and his traditional council. Honorable Speaker, in the coming weeks, we will be launching the 2.6 billion N14 mixed development project in Ventersdorp. This development will see installation of bulk services for 4,000 sites, not 400, for 4,000 sites, and has a potential to create more than 600 jobs for local people through the construction of breaking new grounds, social housing, and bonded stock. Now, Madam Speaker, the small town of Ventersdorp, which comes from a bad history of occupation by a right-wing racist group called AWB, will never be the same again. We are restoring the dignity of our people. The integrated accelerated delivery approach called Tunzaleroli program has to date delivered 6,283 title deeds to beneficiaries across the 4 districts. Bagaicho, in 1996, less than 20% of our people had access to piped water. Today, as we speak, over 80% of our people have access to piped water. In November 2023, the provincial government, in cooperation with the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Resenzo Mtunu, launched the 106 million Dunokana water supply intervention project. And this project will be completed in September this year. Furthermore, construction of 36 million bulk water sewer pipeline at Achisanang Township in Tswaying local municipality is due for completion in this year as well. And Madam Speaker, I'm happy to report that to the people of Madibeng that the Bred's water treatment plant will be completed in May this year. You will recall, Madam Speaker, that this plant has been going on for over 6 years. Now, this year we are completing it. And the completion of this project will bring an additional 20 megalitres that will ensure provision of water in communities of Okasi, Muthutlung, Demonsville, Makau, Brestown, Elansrand, Letlhabile, and Sonop. Batho ba rona ba ka se tlhole ba nna le mathata a metsi ko diplekeng tse ke fetsang go di bua. Madam Speaker, Pilansberg Phase 2, which is at the tune of 660 million, is now completed. The pipeline will now take water from Mafenya to Tlhabane. And in April this year, we will be handing over this important project. It means our people are now going to have water. Madam Speaker, by the end of March this year, the 25 megaliter Tlhabane reservoir will be completed, and by 27th of April, we'll then be handing over this important project as well. And once we are done with Phase 2, Phase 3 will commence immediately, which will take water from Mafenya Reservoir to Zirast and Shoppingstad. Honourable Speaker, additional boreholes have been drilled and equipped for both the Weigrond wastewater treatment plant and water augmentation project to address water provision challenges in Mahikeng. We can confirm, Madam Speaker, that all water leaks at Tikhani from Extension 1 to Extension 6 have been sorted out. As we speak today, people in that area, they have water without interruption. Water tanks in the same area for Extension 7 and 8 will be delivered before the end of this week. What this means, it means the entire Tikhani, including Hartbeespoort, will no longer be having challenges of water. Madam Speaker, I must indicate that the communities of Ramosadi and Siweding in Mahikeng have, for the past few months, been subjected to inhuman sewer spillages in their household and their locality. We have now intervened. We have spoken to the district. The contractor is back on site. The entire project will be funded by the Ngakamodere Molema district, and that challenge will be addressed within the next 12 months. And people of Siweding and Ramosadi will no longer face these inhuman conditions any longer. Madam Speaker, the repair and maintenance of the Pudumong pipeline that goes to Huhudi at a tune of 13 million will also be completed within the next 3 months. And water augmentation of the bulk water supply at Pudumong Water Treatment Plant works, which is at a cost of 201 million, will be completed by July this year as well. We are delivering water to our people. Honourable members, Harmony Gold, after our discussion with them, has agreed to resuscitate the Kraipan reverse osmosis water treatment plant back to functionality at a cost of 8.5 million to ensure sustainable water provision in parts of the Ratlo local municipality. This plant will be handed over to Ngakamodere Molema District Municipality for upkeep and management. Several more water infrastructure projects in Mahikeng, JB Max, Moses Kotani, Greater Taung, Matlosana, Kagisano Molopo, Moretele, Rustenburg, as well as Mamusa local municipality, will be completed in the 2024-2025 financial years. All these projects, Madam Speaker, will be implemented through Operation Bulela Metsi, which was launched in July last year. We are encouraging municipalities to start insourcing provision of water supply. We have engaged the South African Police Service to start investigating a possible link between damaging of water infrastructure and water tankering in the province. We would like to urge our communities to be vigilant and report these incidents to our authorities. Vandalism of state infrastructure is tantamount to treason, and I would like to appeal to all segments of our society to help to nip this criminal act in the bud. Madam Speaker, the provision of electricity in the Northwest Province has increased from 58.1% in 1996 to over 94.7% to date. For over 400 years, those who were in power before us, they were only able to deliver 20%. Just in 30 years, we have been able to reach 80%. Madam Speaker, we also recognize the devastating impact of load shedding to our provincial economy and household. I must indicate that the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs is coordinating intervention efforts to assist municipalities to explore alternative energy sources. In an effort to end load shedding, we have signed a memorandum of understanding with the Chinese National Import and Export Corporation to build a 16 billion gas-to-power plant at the city of Matlosane, and this is the first phase. The second phase will be going to Moses Kotane to do the same. And this first phase, Madam Speaker, will see Matlosana producing 198 megawatts of electricity. This project is expected to create a minimum of 10,000 jobs in the Northwest. Madam Speaker, the Chinese Import and Export Corporation, in addition to the project implementation, have committed to invest further resources to assist us to eradicate mud houses in the Northwest Province. What they are going to do, each and every year for the duration of this MOU, they will be building 500 houses in the province. I would like at this stage, Madam Speaker, to take this opportunity and acknowledge the presence of Madam Jin San of the Chinese Import and Export Corporation, who is my special guest. Where is she? Jane? Thank you very much, and we must also thank the government of the People's Republic of China for getting into this agreement with us. I would also want at this stage to thank the city of Matlosana for having made land available for the construction of this project. Thank you very much, Mayor James Ntsulela. And at the same time, I would also like to thank the Department of Public Works and the Executive Council, which is led by Comrade Premier Mape, to have also released a piece of land for this project, but in addition, for the construction of a student city in this area to the tune of 3 billion rands. Madam Speaker, since 2019 to date, we have completed 77 road projects to the total value of just over 2 billion. These roads cut across 4 districts of the province, and they form a larger part of our road network that is over 19,000 kilometers. We have connected rural communities with the province's main towns and economic hubs. That is Lokaleng in Mahikeng, Khomo in Moretele, and Manokwana in Taung. Madam Speaker, during the 2023-2024 financial years, 25 maintenance projects across the 4 districts were implemented as part of the routine road maintenance strategy, with a total budget of 256 million rands. Rehabilitation and widening of the Pelindaba to Pikenhood Road is progressing well and is due to be completed by December 2026. The Biesfontein to Ottosdal Road is envisioned to be completed ahead of schedule, and hopefully by June this year, we would have completed this project. Let me, Madam Speaker, at this stage, apologize for the delays in the construction of the Nelson Mandela Drive in Mahikeng. Last year, myself, together with the MEC, accompanied by the Portfolio Committee, we visited this project and we were assured by the contractor that the project will be completed by December. And we are quite disappointed that the project is still not yet completed. After this sitting, myself and the MEC responsible, we will be visiting this project, just to understand from the contractor as to why he has not as yet completed this project. Because we'll have to intervene, and we'll have to intervene decisively. However, despite these challenges, there is progress. 3.2 kilometers of the road has been completed, and the remaining 450 meters is nearing completion. And this contractor must complete that project, and he must complete that project before the end of this financial year, MEC Molapisi. As part of addressing road infrastructure backlogs, 12 roads have been transferred to SANRAL for construction. This includes portion of roads on the N14 from Mahikeng to Vryburg, and R30 that will cover Klerksdorp to Ventersdorp as well as Orkney. The remainder of these projects will be spread across Bojanala Platinum District, Ngaka Mudiri Molema, and Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. In his budget speech, Honorable Molapisi will expand on this. Madam Speaker, over 320 kilometers of potholes across the province will be resealed, creating 429 job opportunities. Work on the Lichtenberg to Koster and Derby to Magalies will commence in the new financial year. I'm happy that the department have now terminated and appointed a new contractor to start working on the Majakaneng to Sun City road. Madam Speaker, municipalities such as Matlosana and JB Max are to insource road maintenance and pothole patching. This initiative will be emulated in other municipalities across the province. A total of 69,528 EPWP work opportunities were created between 2019 and 2023, benefiting women, youth, and people with disabilities. In 2024 alone, an additional 15,000 work opportunities will be created, translating to a total of 84,528 opportunities. Madam Speaker, whilst our province is endowed with vast mineral deposits, we continue to be inundated by high levels of poverty and unemployment. Economic growth remains sluggish, and this has had an adverse impact on our efforts to create more jobs for our people. Unemployment rate in the Northwest continues to give us sleepless nights, particularly because it affects mainly women and young people. However, there are encouraging signs of recovery in the Northwest province. Northwest is one of the only 3 provinces that recorded the largest employment increase in the 3rd quarter of 2023, creating over 61,000 jobs. Honourable members, we hosted 2 important investment promotion engagement with major investors. The Northwest BRICS Investment Conference, which was held during the BRICS Summit in August 2023 in Sonton, and the Premier's Dinner with Investors held in September 2023 at Sun City. Both initiatives yielded 34 investment pledges with a total value of over 104.1 billion. Madam Speaker, to date there are 14 confirmed investment projects to the tune of 13.5 billion, which are in the pipeline for the Bojanala Special Economic Zone. The MEC responsible is in talks with the National Department to finalize the licensing and the governance of the SEZ. And I must indicate that these initiatives or these investments will further create an additional 10,000 jobs in the Northwest Province. Bagaitsho, the implementation of tourism recovery plan by our province has begun to realize growth in the number of both domestic and international visitors. Between 2022 and 2023, our tourism industry has risen from the ashes of the COVID-19 pandemic, and this has generated 6.9 billion in revenue for the province, thereby creating and preserving 24,000 jobs. We have started with the process to revitalize Pilansberg and George Dick Muntsiwa airports. Both these airports will add capacity to the province to grow tourism and open new economic frontiers in cargo hauling, hangar, airline services, amongst others. We have sent a request for proposal for the running of these 2 airports and to law investments. The preferred bidders, and I was assured by the MEC responsible, will commence with their work in May this year. Honourable members, the agricultural sector is yet to reach its full potential through meaningful participation of emerging farmers in this growing sector. The Letsima and the Comprehensive Agricultural Support Program in the past 5 years supported about 383 agricultural projects and 4,570 farmers to the tune of over 888 million. A further 77 million will be used to support farmers with inputs, livestock, feeds, and medication. The fund will also focus on expanding irrigation areas and promoting dryland farming in rural and communal areas. Over 91 million will be utilized in the 2024-2025 financial years to support over 800 farmers across the province to address infrastructure backlogs. We are going to disburse land to 300 farmers as part of our support to strengthen the agricultural sector. This will include a goat massification project of 1,734 goats that will be produced for 81 farmers. Madam Speaker, our food security program is yielding desired results. Over 58% of the people in the province are doing backyard gardens, producing 74.8 for their own consumption, whilst 52.2% is produced for markets or for sale. Given these figures, we must facilitate access for these products to the markets. We have a responsibility to do so because we need as many commercial farmers as possible. We are, Madam Speaker, convening a sectoral consultation with the sector to solidify social compacting between government and organized agriculture. I must at this stage thank Mr. Buta Ditoi of Agri Northwest, who sent us a message to express his support to the National Agricultural Master Plan for agricultural development in our province. Our gratitude also goes to Andrew Apane of the African Farmers Association of South Africa, who shares our sentiments in the goat massification project. The Department of Agriculture Land Reform and Rural Development is in the process of transferring leased land to 614 farmers for ownership. This intervention is intended to strengthen and empower our emerging black farmers to join the mainstream economy. Since 1998, government has restored over 600,000 hectares of land to over 74,000 households, constituting over 300,000 beneficiaries in the beautiful province of the Northwest. Government, Madam Speaker, will further hand over 100 title deeds to the beneficiaries by the end of March 2024. Economic development challenges requires coherent policy responses backed up by long-term planning. The province has now finalized the Provincial Growth and Development Strategy, whose main primary is to provide a broad economic policy planning guide to anchor interventions to meet the goals as set out in the National Development Plan. The finalization of the PGDS has now enabled us to complete the resuscitation of the Premier's Economic Advisory Council. The Council will provide strategic support and coordination in the implementation of the PGDS, promote integrated economic planning and sector contribution. Madam Speaker, the names of the Economic Advisory Council members will be announced within the next 2 weeks, following necessary consultation with relevant stakeholders. The Premier's Infrastructure Coordinating Council is now fully operational. The Council is chaired by the Premier, and its membership includes the MEC of Provincial Treasury, Public Works and Roads, Coxstar, the Provincial Chairperson of SALGA, and a representative from the Development Bank of Southern Africa. This council oversees the implementation of strategic mega projects in the province and provides guidance to provincial departments on strategic infrastructure projects, planning, budgeting, and quick delivery. Honourable Speaker, a panel of experts which was appointed to review state-owned entities has completed its work. We now have a proper framework to align developmental objectives of SOEs with provincial government priorities to contribute towards development and job creation. We have introduced a digital interaction youth portal to provide a platform for the youth to access government information in real time when and where they require such information. Just in the last 2 weeks, there's been an increased utilization of the portal to seek information on employment opportunities, entrepreneurship, education, etc. During this financial year, close to 900 internship and learnership benefited young people in various departments, municipalities, and state-owned entities and our cities. We are going to prioritize young people in various infrastructure projects that will be rolling out in this coming financial year. That's good. Women are the backbone of our economy. 8 women-led cooperatives and individuals will benefit from 1.4 million, which has been set aside for their upskilling and business growth. A further 4.5 million has been set aside to support women cooperatives and SMMEs to provide market access for their products and commodities. Women contractors, Madam Speaker, were appointed to build 532 houses with a budget of 289 million in the 2023-2024 financial years. Honourable members, we are saddened that many women, girl children, the elderly, and people living with disabilities continue to face abuse in some of our communities in the Northwest Province. We have now funded 20 NPOs to provide GBV services to all service points across the Northwest. 17 million has been set aside to fund NPOs to provide a basket of services to persons with disabilities. 792 victims of gender-based violence and femicide received sheltering services. To contribute towards the implementation of the National Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide, 2,429 job opportunities were created in the arts, culture, sports, and recreation sector. Bahaiso, the province has finally exited the Section 100 intervention phase with the full restoration of all executive functions to provincial departments. The benefit of national department intervention is demonstrated by the continued upward trajectory in improved audit outcomes, improved labor relations environment, and general stability in our province. The audit outcomes of public entities have also improved from 7 unqualified opinions in the previous financial year to 8 unqualified audit opinions. Madam Speaker, the audit outcomes of municipalities reflect a mixed picture of progress and stagnation, with only 3 municipalities receiving unqualified audit opinions. We are continuing to provide dedicated support to all our municipalities to improve financial management through the implementation and monitoring of the financial recovery plans. The Executive Council has approved the appointment and deployment of provincial executive representatives to implement financial recovery plans for identified municipalities under the joint coordination of Provincial Treasury and the Department of Cooperative Governance. They are watching these municipalities like hawks. The Ditsobota local municipality, Madam Speaker, requires constant and sustained support and intervention from provincial government before full recovery can be declared. EXCO has deployed a team of experts and other seconded officials to the municipality to assist with capacity. There is progress, but not significant enough to reverse the extent of the governance collapse in the municipal administration. We have rolled out skills and qualifications audit in all our municipalities in the province. This project has to date audited 5,487 municipal employees. We have completed this exercise in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District, Tswaying and Ratlo local municipality, and we will in due course complete the remaining municipalities. Because the decision of this Executive Council is that in all these municipalities, including in the provincial government, we will only employ people who have got relevant academic qualifications. Madam Speaker, we have instituted a sustainable implementation of a turnaround strategy in all the 22 municipalities in the province through the district development model. We now have an early warning system in the form of an electronic dashboard that will monitor municipal performance and reporting. The Tunzalehole mobile app has now gone live, providing an interactive communication platform to connect government with the people to report service delivery challenges in real time in their respective localities. This web-based mobile application provides an immediate service delivery escalation mechanisms to relevant departmental and municipal officials to facilitate quick responses to challenges of water interruption, sewer spillages, electricity outages, etc. We are in consultation with major technology and network providers for this mobile application to be data-free to improve access for people, particularly those in rural areas and townships. Honourable members, traditional leadership plays a major role in the preservation of our culture, tradition and language. Bogosi ke phate e mitlwa bua kokonelo. Yeah? Aha. Magosi a rona ga bone boroko. Ba tshwenywa thata ke botlhokatiro le tshalelo morago ya ditlhabollogo mo metseng ya bone. Mmusa Kgotla, ke rata go leboga thata monna situlo wa ntlo ya segosi ya Bokodi Bophirima, Kgosi Maotwe le khuduthamaga ya gagwe ka kemonokeng le tirisano mmogo le puso ya rona ya Bokodi Bophirima. To promote administrative stability in some of our traditional authorities, we have invoked Section 59 of the Traditional and Quaysand Leadership Act of 2019 to establish 6 investigative committees in an endeavor to deal with traditional leadership disputes in the province. The work of these 3 committees out of 6 have already started, with the investigations of Mahikeng, Bakubung Baranteo, and Bakwena Matau. The investigative committees of Bahurutsi Bo Manyani, Bahurutsi Bo Muilwa, and Bakwena Mukhopa will commence very soon. In our previous engagement with the Deputy President, the Northwest House of Traditional Leaders and Quaysand leaders raised a number of issues. We can report that all of these issues have been processed and most of them have been resolved. We will, of course, give a detailed report to the House during its opening later this year. Honourable Speaker, we are saddened and regret the death of 9 initiates at various initiation schools. These deaths have been caused by people who operate outside the confines of the law. We are confident that the police will ensure that all those arrested and connected to these illegal activities face the wrath of the law. Honourable members, the 2023 National Senior Certificate Examination result set us on a right path to reclaim our space as one of the best performing provinces in the country. We have improved by 1.8% from 79.9 to 81.6%. All 4 districts improved their pass rate when compared to the previous financial year. Bagaetsho, our initiatives to feed learners 2 meals per day at schools in economically depressed communities is gaining traction. The National School Nutrition Program in the province currently feeds over 740,000 learners in all our districts. We have recently handed over a 103 million newly built Huhudi Primary School at Vryburg in the Naledi municipality. The newly constructed Mamudibo Secondary School in Mokgogela village in Moretele local municipality was officially opened on Mandela Day last year. A total of 10 newly built schools will be handed over to communities this year with a combined cost of over 700 million. These schools, Madam Speaker, includes Mpebana High School in Bojanala, Tlhakameng Primary School in Dr. Ruth Sekgomotsi Mompati, and Diranka Natla Primary School in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Madam Speaker, 448 transport operators have been appointed to provide scholar transport following an open and transparent bidding process. They have all signed service level agreements following a thorough vehicle inspection and verification process. We do, however, acknowledge that isolated challenges were experienced at the beginning of the current school year when some operators brought buses that were not part of the inspection list. We have since established a war room chaired by the head of Department of Community Safety and Transport Management, to deal with these challenges as and when they arise. Honourable Speaker, we envisage discontinuing scholar transport in the long term as we build schools with increased boarding enrollment capacity and construct further schools within the proximity of where people reside in line with our education norms and standards. Madam Speaker, government is hard at work to fight crime and corruption in the province. Several high-profile cases, both in the public and private sector, are receiving attention. In the current financial year, 9 corruption and commercial crime cases were finalized and culprits convicted. We would like to commend our law enforcement agencies on their efforts to combat corruption and other acts of malfeasance. Honourable Speaker, we have established a new traffic unit called the Eagles. The Eagle has now landed, which has been resourced with 30 high-powered vehicles to increase visibility in all arterial roads in the province. Our traffic law enforcement members have been trained to secure accident scenes, and their vehicles are equipped with all the necessary, latest and advanced technological devices to process an accident scene on the spot. This, Madam Speaker, is the first initiative of its kind in the province. Honourable members, we have set up a technical team to turn around the national transport investment in order to reposition the entity to play its mandate of providing efficient and safe transport solutions to the residents of the Northwest and surrounding areas. The entity provides affordable transport to over 500,000 commuters per month in townships, rural areas, and peri-urban areas. It has also created 1,200 employment opportunities for our local people. We have now completed the internal audit of the company's liabilities and verified all its debts. This process has empowered us to table revised debt settlement offers to all creditors in line with the Companies Act. The company will be out of business rescue in due course, whereupon an interim board will be appointed to assume legal authority over the affairs of the NTI to deliver on its mandate. This entity, which is an important entity, will come back to serve the people of the Northwest. Madam Speaker, we are making significant progress in the provision of primary health care in our rural and township communities. In the current financial year, we hosted His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, who presided over the official opening of the Joburg Community Health Center on Freedom Day. During our Thunza Lerole program, Deputy President Paul Mashatile visited Greater Taung Local Municipality, where he handed over a newly built 245 million Bahamutibi Community Health Center. Both these facilities will service over 68,000 people in their respective communities. Honourable members, we are strengthening our district health services by opening 5 more clinics in Itsoseng, Mokhalanweng, Marikana in Rustenburg, Hockfontein, Boikhutso, and Steve Tshwete in JB Marks Municipality this year. The closure of the Tusong District Hospital was inevitable. The hospital, Madam Speaker, was faced with serious structural flaws, coupled with the apparent dolomitic nature of the soil, which made rescuing it visually impossible. The closure of Tusong has given birth to 3 projects, being the upgrading of the General Delare District Hospital, Itsoseng Community Health Center, and the construction of the Sheila Clinic using alternative building technology. Madam Speaker, for the past 3 years, HIV positive rate in our province has been showing a steady decline. Last year, there was a decline of 1.7% in HIV infections. HIV cascades are now being monitored through the 95 targets as set out by the Joint United Nations Programme. I'm happy to announce that the province is sitting at 93% of those who know their status. And 75% of HIV patients are on treatment and they know their status. The figure of patients who are virally suppressed stands at 84%. Honourable members, we have averted the crisis of unemployed doctors following engagements with their union. All qualified doctors in the Northwest will be deployed in line with the framework as agreed with their trade union movement. In 2023, the Northwest Provincial Government and the Northwest University signed a joint commitment letter for the establishment of the Northwest Medical Faculty. The Minister of Health, Honourable Joe Phatla, has also given his support for the commencement of this important project. The project aims to have its first student intake in 2028 and will, amongst others, create access opportunities for students from previously disadvantaged communities. The Klerksdorp Tshepong Tertiary Hospital, which has been developed over the past 20 years as an academic training platform under Wits University, will be the key clinical training site with a network of hospitals and clinics in the province for training in primary health care. And the MEC responsible will expand on this in his budget vote. We are pleased to inform you, Madam Speaker, that we successfully delivered second installment of the N12 Marathon. The marathon provides opportunities for athletes, for athletics development, and for more established athletes to qualify for the Comrades Marathon. We are the reigning champions of Comrades Marathon through Tete Ditejani, who successfully defended his title in 2 successive years. The province has an illustrious history of dominating this marathon through the Kelehe brothers from Siking village in Taung, Edward Mutibi from Mahokwe village in Mahikeng, and recently Adele Brodrake from Potchefstroom. We also honor Stephen Mokoka from Ramatlabama in Mahikeng, who in 2022 broke the 50-kilometer world record in Gqeberha. Honourable members, we have now unlocked the legal hurdles that delayed the commencement of the development of the Desmond Tutu precinct in Matlosana. The first phase of declaring the precinct a heritage site will be completed in March this year. We have started with the construction of libraries in Matlosana, Wolmaransstad, Coverdale, Boitumelong, and Budibe. These libraries will be built over a period of 4 years at a combined cost of 75 million. A further 20 million has been set aside to upgrade libraries in Mabiskral and Khanyesa. Musa Khotla, I want at this stage, myself together with you, we must applaud Sibanye Still Waters, working with various community-based organizations for following up in the implementation of the recommendations of the Falam Commission. To date, a number of economic projects have been implemented through the Marikana Legacy Project, amounting to a shared 13.9 billion of Sibanye Stillwater Cooperative Social Investment and Social Labor Plans. And we have invited them to join us today. They are part of our invitees at the gallery. Madam Speaker, we further commit to work with all parties for the construction of a monument at the Kopi in memory of all the people who lost their lives, as well as those who were injured on that faithful day and days preceding the 16th of August 2012. We are making plans to visit Marikana shortly through the accelerated service delivery program called Tunza Leroli. I thought Honorable Mohono will say Bekelebeki. Tunza Leroli. That's better. Honorable Speaker, today we have told a story of a province on the move. We have taken account of the victories we have scored, the lives we have changed, and the many service deliveries that still lie ahead. We hear reverberation of the cries of our people, imploring us to do more of the good work we have already done. The message is very clear. Time for talks is over, it's now time for implementation. Our people are tired of empty rhetoric and verbosity. In the famous words of Guinea-Bissau revolutionary and one of the finest African thought leaders, Amilcar Cabral, and I want to quote him, and he says, "Always bear in mind that the people are not fighting for ideas, for the things in anyone's head. They are fighting to win material benefits, to live better and in peace, to see their lives go forward, and to guarantee the future of their children." Close quote. Therefore, Madam Speaker, we owe it to our people to see their lives change for the better and to guarantee our children a better tomorrow. Thank you very much. Ke a leboga.
Thank you very much, all the honorable members, all the honorable members. Thank you very much, honorable members. We did not do enough in clapping hands for honorable, the acting premier. Orobile record, I've been the speaker since 2014. Ubile within his allocated minutes. I've never seen this. Orobile record, honorable acting premier. Thank you very much, honorable members. Thank you very much, honorable fighters. The decorum of this house prevailed, and indeed, we are towards the end of our term. And thank you very much, honorable acting premier. Ho apesa nako e ya rona fa e chaile kubo ya butsitso. It means we are ushering in the next administration, ka discipline and high morale. All of us in this house, not only on my right, including on the left. I have never chaired a sitting as the decorum of the house prevailed, Honorable Bokhatsu, as this. So this is indeed a good stand-off to some of us. Ra leboga, honorable members, le berekile bontle thata. I really want to appreciate all members of this house. Let me take this of order, Honorable Mohone, ka re batla go e senya yaanong. Order, honorable members, towards the closing, chairs. Towards the closing, let me take this opportunity to welcome some of our important guests, not that others that I'm not going to mention are not important. You are all important to us, including our communities, all members of political parties represented in terms of the invitation. But I'll only acknowledge those that I've seen and I've made aware ke the public participation unit. Ke simolle ka go leboga magosi a rona beng ba mmu ba eteletswe pele ke kgosi ya rona kgosi Maotwe. Ra leboga magosi a rona re lebogela tsotlhe re tshepa gore pula e tlana e fokotse mogote le nile le rona go simologa ka 2019 le na le rona le ka 2024 ke ya rona ya bofelo puo e bagolo ba rona re leboge gape go nna teng ga rona mme Mama Maloyi o teng go gallery ke tla kopa fela a wave gore le mmone mme Mama Maloyi o montle thata la mona re leboge gape go nna teng ga my two brothers Itumeleng Molefe le Dr. Kagiso Molefe, if you can just wave, and my sister Mapi Fotsebe. Re leboge gape go nna teng ga our Salga provincial chairperson. He's with us mo chambereng Ntate Khumalo Molefe. Re leboge gape go nna teng ga our provincial speakers forum. Those are my colleagues. Ke kopa ba o ife fela ka matsogo gore baagi ba kgone go le bona ke ba dira mmogo le mmusa kgotla le motlatsa mmusa kgotla ra leboga re leboge gape go nna teng ga the other arm of the state, the judiciary, led by Judge President Hendricks. Ra leboga mongwa rona go bonile teng mo letsatsing la ka jeko. Re leboge Your Excellency Ambassador Marini Marino, Your Excellency Lerayane Tame, our Counsel General. Your Excellency Vincent Spera is also a Counsel General. Re leboge Sibanye Still Waters in partnership with our provincial government go fetola maphelo a baagi ba rona go a botoka. Re a le leboga. Re leboge ke bone ba Harmony e ka re le bone ba teng re lemoge le Mr. Mokgajane from Sun City re leboge Miss Sun Chinese investor re leboge Dr. Tiba yo e leng ena re telletseng pele nou yana go fitlhella dia mo jagong re leboge all the leadership, the Sanko Communist Party, COSATU, the fighters, the DA and the freedom the fighters, the fighters and the leader of the opposition party, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, the leader of the Freedom Front Plus, Nel, the chief whip of the ANC, the majority party, and the chief whip of the House, Ntate Sebego. Re leboge our COC chair of chess lekgwanyana la rona Ntate Mataboge. Re leboge our acting leader of governance business, our former chief whip Ntate MEC Lazarus Mukhosi. Re leboge our deputy speaker modira mmogo le nna Malibongwe mme Lina Miga. Ke tlabe ke dira phoso thata bagolo ga nka se leboge the former speaker of the Northwest Provincial Legislature who gave the baton to the current speaker, Honorable Mutsumi. Ke kopo o ive bagolo ba go bone. We started this journey together ka 2019. It was not easy. Mar re kgonne go fitla mo 2024 You might be in the executive, but we started this journey. You are also part of the end of this journey. I really want to appreciate all of you. All that I've highlighted, honorable members, go botlhokwa gore ke ba leboge ka gore jaaka mmusa kgotla baagi ba rona ga nkitla ke kgona go dira mmereko wa ka kwa ntle ga bone. Makoko a farologaneng a dipolotiki, lekoko le le busang la African National Congress, ba busa kgotla le chairperson wa rona dikomiti, ke leboge bakhudu ba rona ba botlhe fela kopa le mise matsogo setšhaba se le bone. Ga ba tlo bona ba bantšha next time. Ba le bone setšhaba se le bone. Ke leboge maloko a rona a mantle a parlamente, ke simololle ka ba African National Congress, emisang le dumediseng setšhaba. Gongwe beke e tlang be go tšhentšhile ga re itse. Re leboge Freedom Front Plus, re kopa le mise matsogo, Just Wave leadership for the community to see you. Thank you very much. Re leboge Democratic Alliance, re kopa le wave bagolo ba le bone. Re leboge the fighters ka boshibidu, kopa le dumedise bagolo fela ba le bone. Ra leboga re kgona go dira mmereko order, honorable members. Ke dira jana gore bagolo ba tlhaloganye gore musa kgotla ka nosi ga kgone go dira mmereko o. Re dira mmogo gore o nne jana ka mogotsi le tsamaileng ka teng. I'm very much excited. I don't want to lie, honorable members. The dignity and the decorum of the House and the opening and the State of the Province address. Again, Honorable Acting Tonakgolo, on behalf of these honorable members, thank you very much. Our people are empowered. Our people are now well informed. From here, I know, honorable members, it's going to be very easy to get hold of you. All of us, we are hitting the ground running, led by Ntate Molapisi on the other side. I'm not sure of other sides. Ke nako ya ditlhopho Methiba baagi ba rona ba se ke ba lebala gore mo president e se kgale o tla tlhalosa gore letlha ke le lefeng, mare botlhe re ipankanya tsa ditlhopho re le makoko a farologaneng mo kokwanong theo e le re bulele mejako fa re tla re kokota mo mantlong a lona. Thank you very much, honorable members. This concludes the business of the day. All members who are able to stand shall remain standing until the procession has left the chamber in the following order: the Speaker, followed by the Acting Premier, Judge President, Secretary, and the table staff. Other honorable members, all of you, will then be ushered to the front of the chamber for a group photo shoot and thereafter proceed to the auditorium for lunch. All guests will also be ushered to the auditorium where lunch will be served. And thank you very much, honorable members. The House is adjourned until the 27th February 2024 for the debates on the state of the province address. Enkosi siyabulela re a leboga.